quitters. Airbnb quitters. Why do you think that most Airbnb hosts fail in the very first year?
I'm going to tell you what they're saying, okay? Most hosts believe that the guests that are coming in are ungrateful, they're unruly, they're trashing their place. They don't want to deal with the in and out anymore. They're tired of it, right? Maybe that they're saying that the housekeeping, the cleaning costs are too high. The repair costs are too much from people breaking crap, right? They're saying that Airbnb themselves are violating their own terms and conditions. Things like, the pets are damaging things, right? The pets that people are letting in, little kids that are coming in, people are smoking inside the property. These are all reasons why Airbnb hosts are failing right now. But I'm going to tell you the main one. None of those are really the main reason why most Airbnb hosts are failing in their very first year. It's a very high percentage, guys. If you're looking to get into the Airbnb space, pay attention, because I'm going to share with you how I solved the two biggest problems in the Airbnb industry and why most people fail and why my students are doing really, really well, even in the slow season. But let me share this with you, okay? The reason why is because there's just not enough juice in the rock, per se, right? The reality is this. Most people quit in the slow season. Here we are in the slow season. We're just coming into 2024. This is the slow season. You got October, November, December, January, February. These are typically the slower seasons in Airbnb unless you're in places like the Poconos or, ski resorts that typically do a lot better in the winter, okay? But this is the reality. People quit because there's not enough guests coming in. And the reason there's not enough guests coming in is because of poor planning before getting their property. Let me explain. It's called property and market research. For you guys that don't understand this theory, pay real close attention, because what I'm about to do is pull back the curtains on you. If you want to be successful in Airbnb, you've got to do the right due diligence and research in the beginning so you don't get caught with your shorts down in a slow season. Most people say, oh, I'm not getting enough guests. My occupancy is really low. I'm coming out of pocket to pay rent and utilities. It's because you suck and you don't know what you're doing. Are there hosts that are making money in the slow season? Yes or yes? Are there people that are consistently crushing it in the slow season? Yes or yes? Yes. So if it was because of just a slow season that caused everybody to fail, then everybody would fail. But it's not like that. It's the people that understand market and property research. Let me explain. When you're locating a property, what most people do is they get online and they start researching places for rent. Now I'm talking about rental arbitrage here, which is essentially we don't have to buy property, we just rent. But what you guys are doing is getting online and researching a property on realtor.com or Zillow.com, or you got a family member, Uncle Joe says, hey, you can rent my place and put it on Airbnb. And you're like, oh yeah, I got a landlord to say yes and allow me to do Airbnb. The problem with that is you didn't check the numbers. You didn't check the seasonality. You didn't check the occupancy. You didn't check to see if you're gonna make money or not in that property. Do you think that every property in a good market's gonna do well? No. Are there places, I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. Are there places in Jacksonville, Florida that are booming? And are there places that I wouldn't want to walk with a bulletproof vest on at midnight? Yes. Does that mean that those areas are gonna do worse? Probably. Right? Most people don't want to travel to those areas. So that doesn't mean that every city's going to be good. Just because you picked a property that Uncle Joe had or you found online doesn't necessarily mean that property is going to make sense financially. Here's what we look for. Here's what I teach my team. Okay? My students go by this. If a property is renting for $1,500 a month, let's just use that scenario. $1,500 a month is the rental payment. How would you know that this property is going to be a good property in the market as well as financial? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to check the data in airdna.co. Okay, now there are a couple different free softwares. This is a paid one. You want to get the most advanced one. My students get it for free, just throwing it out there. But in the event that you are going to check the numbers, probably don't want to use the free third-party data softwares, right? Like vrbo. You can go on airdna.co and you can get much better numbers, but there are some free ones out there just to be transparent, okay? I wouldn't drive a car. I'd rather drive a car with no brakes than to get that. So once you get your numbers, here's what you're looking for. You're going to populate your address in the area where it says rentalizer, okay? Once you put the address there, it's going to show you the annual revenue. That's your gross annual revenue. What you're going to do is take that number and divide by 12. Okay, so let's say that it says $50,000. You divide that number by 12 because it's giving you the gross revenue. Divide that by 12. That's going to give you your monthly gross revenue. Now remove the hard cost that basically we as Airbnb hosts have to pay, which would be your rent payment, your utilities, and your cleaning. I'm going to average $200 of utilities. I'm going to average $400 per cleaning per month, and then my rent payment. The money left over is your potential net profit. You guys follow me? So here's what we're going to do. If that number is above 1,500, you have a good property. Even in the slow season, you should still have that cushion. But what most people do is they don't check the numbers because Uncle Joe said, hey, you can take a property because you've lived in Miami your whole life. You're like, I know Miami. I know people that are doing well. And so I think I'll do well. That's a terrible idea. And that's why most people get caught with their shorts down in a slow season when they're not getting the occupancy and they're forced to basically get out of the Airbnb business, sell their furniture, and get out of the industry completely. And that's great for us as Airbnb hosts because that leaves more opportunity for us and less saturation for people that don't know what they're doing, okay? So think about it this way. Property market research simply means this. Let's pick a property in a good city where we know that there's a lot of tourism, okay? People are coming into the city. It's a growing market, okay? Here's what I look for. I look for a market that has over 250 listings, okay? If it has more than 250 listings, you'll see this on airdna.co. More than 250 listings, an average daily rate of above $150. Why? Because I don't want to compete with hotels. Okay, I want to be into the, the one before luxury category and even in luxury category. But under $150, you're in economic and you don't want to be there because you're going to compete with hotels. All right. And also I'm looking for an occupancy, average occupancy above 65%. If those three metrics are good, we have a good, strong market. Now, the property itself, once I take the revenue, divide by 12, and then remove my hard costs, which are going to be my rent, utilities, and my cleaning costs, I want to be at $1,500. That number needs to be at $1,500 or higher. If it's less than $1,500, I'm going to pass on the property. So what most people do, and I can assure you they're not doing what I just told you, I just pulled back the curtains and gave you everything, is they're not checking the data. They're not checking the market. They're not doing market research. They're not going on Airbnb and looking at competition to see how that people are doing right there in a 1 mile radius of their property they're trying to Airbnb. And so what's happening is they're thinking it's good because they've lived there or they know the area and they're not getting enough guests. The second reason is they don't understand dynamic pricing. And here's what this means. Essentially, dynamic pricing is an easy word of saying, what are we going to do with our pricing per day? How are we going to move the numbers up and down based on seasonality, based on weekends, based on events, right? These are things that are going to move your price up and down. You'll know right away when you go to Airbnb and you check somebody's calendar, what you can do. Just go to Airbnb, put in 3-bedroom, 2-bath in the city you're looking for. You'll be able to see their availability and you'll be able to see their pricings. If you go there and you see that all the pricings are exact same price every single day, every single month, then they just set a single set price. They have no idea how to do dynamic pricing. What I teach is dynamic pricing. And dynamic pricing is we're going to increase the price for, where we got demand, and we're going to decrease the price in some of the slower seasons where we don't have the demand. Okay? Weekends are always going to be 20% higher. If you have your nightly rate Sunday through Thursday at $100, then you want to be $120, $130 on the weekends. That'd be Friday and Saturday. And this is what I do, okay? I put a 1-day minimum stay for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I require a 2-day stay for Friday and Saturday. Turn off all your fees, okay? You're going to get people to book. You got to turn off all your fees except for your cleaning fee. And what we did was we took our cleaning fee and made it 0, and then we put that amount that we were charging for cleaning and put it into the management area called management fee. It's just a psychological hack. Okay, you want to get more bookings. You want to get more bookings in a slow season. What you want to do is decrease your price. I'm going to give you a metric right here to finish out this video. This metric is absolutely bomb. What you're going to do is you're going to take your rent payment and you're going to take your utility payment, add them together. Let's say your rent is $2,000, your utilities are $200. Add those together. Now you have $2,200. Now divide that number by 31 days, total days in a month. That's going to give you your hard cost, which means that's the lowest you should go on your pricing per night for you to be profitable, okay? We call it the break even. So if you did every day at that number, you're gonna break even. At the first month going on to Airbnb, I tell my students to break even. Why? Because Airbnb is going to push you your very first month on Airbnb to the first page. They're going to give you a boosting because they don't know if you're a good listing or not. They want to give everybody a fair opportunity. So they're going to push you forward. What you want in that very first month is to get a lot of bookings, a lot of views, okay, and a lot of 5-star views. And the way to do that is to lower your prices and abandon the mindset that, oh, I think my house should be worth $300 a night, when really you should be lowering it down to where people are booking. And when people start booking and you start seeing bookings coming in, you're getting those 5-star views. Airbnb sees that as, because they're an interest algorithm, they see that as, this is a great listing. Let's push it to the first page. Let's keep it on the first page. I have different strategies for the SEO, for the title, for the description, and other things so I can keep you on the first page. How many of you guys ever been to Google and saw the first page and then went down to the bottom and hit the number 2 to see the second page? Nobody does that. Nobody does that on Airbnb either. They're looking on Airbnb, they're seeing the photos, which is the most valuable real estate. Then they're going to the description and they're clicking on it. The more photos you have, the more longer the person's going to stay on there, which is a psychological hack because you want people to stay longer on your listing because Airbnb rewards you for that. And that is what you want to do. I just gave you like 30 nuggets at once, guys. Okay, if you want to learn more, you want to learn how my students are in the top 10%, doing well, crushing it, even in the slow season, because I'm teaching dynamic pricing, teaching them how to get their very first Airbnb in 30 days or less, guaranteed, because I'm doing one thing that no other Airbnb coach is willing to do, which is get on the phone and negotiate deals with landlords for you, okay, using my credibility. And that is what nobody's willing to do. My mentor told me to do what 99% of people are not willing to do, and you'll become number 1. And that's what I'm doing. So if you guys are interested, you can put the word interested, you can put the word host in the comment section. Just let me know. Put interested or put host, and I'll reach out to you directly, and I'll share with you some of the things, and I'll ask for your phone number, your email, and I'll just get on the phone, no strings attached, and I'll just say, hey, here's what you need to do. Here's some of the steps, okay? I am about giving value first, and if we work together, great, right? But I want to lead with value to show you guys that it's all about love, okay? I don't do this for money, I do this for impact. I'm going to change your life. I'm going to help you get into the game. Nobody's willing to stand behind what I just said. I will show you the game, okay? And pull back the curtains and give you the inside stuff so that way you could be successful. But I'm not saying you can't do this by yourself. What I'm saying is I'm willing to help you, okay? If you want my help, put the word host or put the word interested in the comment section. And thank you guys for watching B&B Blueprint. I come to you every single day to make sure that you're doing the right things step by step. I had somebody hold my hand in the beginning and show me the ropes, and now I'm just going to pass it forward and bless you as well. Thank you for watching. God bless, be safe, and I'll see you guys on the inside. Let's roll.